Hey guys, Rickard here. Thanks for watching this video where I will discuss how to flirt with a guy over text. And in this video, I share how you can flirt with a guy over text that you like. More specifically, I will share some of the best texting tips that has worked on me personally whenever a woman has flirted with me over text. And I also want to add that this same technique has worked on more guys as well. Some of them are my friends, so I know that it works. You might think that subtle is the way to go when you're texting a guy. Then you'd better think again, since most guys, we are unfortunately pretty stupid when it comes to emotion and doesn't get your subtle hints. Trust me, as a man myself, I know what is going on in a guy's mind. For that reason, I strongly suggest that you share this video with every woman you know, because in this video, you will discover how you can flirt with a guy over text, how to flirt with a guy over text, and how to do it the right way. Subtly flirt with a guy over text and why it doesn't work, and the text you should send him instead. And if you like this video, please give it some likes. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and obliterate that notification bell so that I can notify you whenever I upload new videos here on my YouTube channel. And you can also check out kairodating.com/how-to-flirt-with-a-guy. And if you thought that was a long article name and that you possibly can't remember it, well, then I have made it quite simple for you. And you can just click the link in the description below and you will be able to read that text. When you flirt with a guy over text, you can be more courageous and outspoken about your feelings than if you met him in real life, right? And that's a reason that I will address now. And the reason why you can be more outspoken and more courageous and be a little more pushy is because you feel a lot safer when you are behind the screen, so to say, of your phone, than if you would start to talk with a random guy in real life. The guy you are texting with will feel the same way. So now I will share some best practices to flirt with him, and there are 5 of them. There are many tips and best practices on text flirting with a guy that you will find on different blogs, forums, YouTube videos and magazines, making it quite confusing too. I mean, who should you trust? And why should you listen to that source? Well, if you're watching this video, this is a man who has a girlfriend and knows what works on men. So, if that's something you want to know and that you understand that you can't possibly know, because I'm a man, so I live the male life and inside a male mind every day. And that's why I want to share my knowledge with you. So I decided to collect the best 5 practices for text flirting with guys, known to work on most men. Of course, I can't guarantee that it will work on everyone, but on most it will. And I will discuss why that's the case at the end of this video. And the first tip, which I want to share with you, is probably the most important one as well. First, you need to get his attention by sending him a short text. The text must be short, since most men find long texts pretty boring, and that is not a feeling you want him to associate with you, right? Most of us use text messaging as instant messaging, don't we? We send short texts to someone and interact with that person and keep the conversation going by sending those texts over and over again. But What should you text him to get his attention? Well, in another video that will pop up above my head about now, I will share 5 attention-grabbing texts that will get his attention and initiate the conversation. Now that you've got his attention, the next step is to create the right emotions in him. You do it by sending texts that put him in the right mood. One of the best ways to create the right emotions in him is to follow up your attention-grabbing text with a fun text. It is scientifically proven that laughing will make you more relaxed. When you send him that kind of texts, you will make him associate you with being fun and easygoing. That will make him want to spend more time with you naturally. You see, humans, and we men especially, want to be around people who make us feel good about ourselves and understood. When you spend enough time with a person who makes you feel good about yourself, who seems to be easygoing and fun to be around, you will begin to love that person, and you can't help yourself to do it. It doesn't matter if it's your friend or your boy or girlfriend. It really doesn't matter. And I also share 5 very funny texts and many more texts that will make you more attractive to any man you desire. And that pops up now. Remember that it is an eternal emotional process that occurs naturally in every human being. Keep reading if you want to know more about how Elizabeth did it. And if you're on this video, that is the video that will follow next. Are there certain texting rules that women must abide? I have seen many of these on the internet lately. And I just wanted to take a few moments and share my thoughts about it. There's only one true rule to follow when you're texting a guy. Be yourself. However, if you want him to fall in love with you, you might want more in-depth information on which rules you should follow and which rules that just won't help you achieve your goal. For that reason, you might appreciate the video where I talk about the texting rules to follow. And that will increase your chances to get him to fall in love with you. Now, I can't guarantee it, but I can tell you that it will increase your chances. Of course, these rules are not set in stone, but you can follow them to create the right emotions in him. Nobody wants to read a boring text, which I addressed a little bit before. If you want to make him fall in love with you, you should never send him boring texts. Make your text worth reading instead. Make his time worth reading texts from you. There's an easy way to do this, and it's by simply asking yourself, if he would send me this text, would I read it? If the answer is no, then don't send him that text. Unless the answer, of course, is yes, I would definitely read it. This is something I refer to as the golden rule of text, and I will discuss this in a future video. If you want any help on what to send to a guy to make your texts worth reading, there will be a link in the article that will share that one. And if you click the link in the description below, you will go to the article and then tap or click on the button that says read more, and you will be able to get that text, because there you will find the best text that you can possibly send to a guy. As you probably have noticed by now, there's more to texting than most people think. Texting is a great way to start flirting with him over text. It helps you get him in the right mode, evoking the right emotions in him, and it makes him think about you in other terms than a friend or sister. Texting is psychology. If you want to do more than subtly flirting with a guy, you need to send him the psychological addictive text that you will find in my article. So if you click the link in the description below and then click or tap on read more, you will get that text. So as you probably realized, being subtle will only make him think of you as his long-lost sister or friend. He will not think about you as his future girlfriend if you are subtle. It's subtly flirting with a guy who works best in real life, but not over text, since he can't see your face or body language, right? You can be as blunt as you want with him. You should never text him something that will give him the wrong impression of you, however. I have to tell you that. If you try to subtly flirt with him over text, you risk to be boring, and that's nothing more boring to a guy to read a long text or to be locked into a boring text conversation with a very dull and negative person. He will think that your text is reflecting your personality, because that's what you're thinking as well, don't you? So, if you send him boring texts, then it will only be logical for him to assume that you are a very boring person, right? So don't send him boring texts, but follow this little checklist instead. Remember that texting should be short messages that are fun, engaging, emotional, interesting, teasing, and most importantly, texting should be building trust in you. If you can do that, you will not only have more interesting conversations when you flirt with a guy over text, but you will also increase the likelihood of going out on a date with him. And in my article, I share some texting examples that will be more engaging to him. So if you want some inspiration, click the link in the description below and tap or click on read more when you land on that article, and you can read everything and it won't cost you anything. Pretty good, isn't it? But that's of course your choice. And if you want the psychological addictive text, you will find that in the article as well. So I really hope that you now see the benefits of text flirting with guy. If you do it the wrong way, you will completely ruin your chances with a man. But if you do it the right way, you can get an amazing relationship with any man you want. That is the true benefit of texting. And if you want all the detail, or if you want the psychological addictive text that he possibly can't resist, you should click the link in the description below and then click or tap on read more when you land on the page. This is Rickard signing off. I thank you so much for watching this video until the end, and I will see you in another video shortly.